Welcome back. Today we are teaching our programs how to make decisions, repeat tasks, and choose different paths. Up to now, Go programs have executed line by line, top to bottom. But real world software needs logic, real control flow. And Go gives us exactly what we need: simple, structured, and beginner friendly tools. Control flow answers three big questions. When should our code run? How many times should it run? And what happens in different situations? In Go, we mainly use three tools: if for making decisions, for repetitive tasks, and switch for multiple cases. No while, no do while, and switch doesn't require break. This design keeps our code clear, readable, and maintainable. Let's start with if statement. An if statement tells our program, do this only if a condition is true. Here is an example. First, we declare a variable called age and assign it 20. The colon equal operator declares and initializes the variable in one step. It is also called short declaration. Next, the if statement checks whether age is greater than or equal to 18. If this is true, the code inside curly braces runs, printing the message. When you run this program, you will see you are an adult because the age value 20 is greater than or equal to 18. That's true. And it prints the message inside this block. That is, you are an adult. Here is a common mistake. Beginners often add parentheses like if age greater than or equal to 18. It works, but Go prefers simple, idiomatic code. Just use if age greater than or equal to 18 without parentheses. Sometimes a single if isn't enough. We need our program to choose between multiple options. That's where if else comes in. It lets us check conditions in order and pick the first one that's true. Let's see an example. First, we declare a variable score and assign it 82. Then check if a score is greater than or equal to 90. If it is true, it prints grade A. If not, check if a score is at least 70. If true, print grade B. Finally, if neither condition is true, print grade C. When you run this program, you'll see grade B as an output because 82 is not greater than or equal to 90, but it is greater than or equal to 70. The second condition is true, and it printed out grade B. In Go, order matters. If you check score greater than or equal to 70 before checking the score greater than or equal to 90, a score of 95 would incorrectly print grade B. Always order your conditions from most specific to least specific. All right, now let's talk about loops. In Go programming, for is our only loop keyword, but it can handle counting loops, while style loops, and even infinite loops. Let's try to see an example of counting loop. For I starting at 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. Then in curly brace, print I. I is declared with starting value of 0 and loop while I less than 5. Increment I by 1 each iteration with I plus plus. This prints 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here, the for loop is without parentheses. It is clear, simple, and predictable. Even though Go has no while keyword, we can use a for loop like a while loop. For example, declare and initialize a loop variable called count, then for count less than 3, print processing. Then increment count by 1, count plus plus. Here, the loop continues while count is less than 3. Inside the loop, print processing. Increment count so the loop eventually stops. So when you run this program, you will see processing 3 times. Here is a common mistake. Forgetting count plus plus creates an infinite loop. Always ensure there is a clear exit condition. For example, if you remove count plus plus and run this program again, you will see uninfinitely printing processing because the value of count is always 0. It will not increment after printing processing. That's why count plus plus or increment is necessary after printing the statements in this while style for loop. Alright, not all loops have a clear end. Sometimes we want code to run continuously. For example, a server waiting for requests or a program monitoring input. This is called an infinite loop, and it is an important tool when used carefully. For example, for print running indefinitely. This loop runs forever because there is no condition. Useful for programs that need to wait for input or events continuously, like servers or real-time monitors. Make sure there is a controlled way to exit or break if needed. Next, let's see a switch statement. When you have multiple fixed traces, a switch makes your code cleaner than multiple if-else statements. It checks each case, executes the first match, and then stops automatically. No break needed, reducing beginner mistakes. Let's see an example. We declare a variable day and assign it Monday. Then a switch day in curly braces, we define cases. When case Monday, print the start of the week. When case Friday, print almost weekend. Neither default print regular day. Here, it compare day to each case. When a case matches, its block runs. Then it stops automatically. No break needed, which avoids common mistakes in other programming languages. Therefore, when you run this program, you'll see start of the week because the day is matched at case Monday. Sometimes we don't want to compare a single variable to fixed values. Instead, we want to check multiple conditions and take the first one that's true. Go lets us write a switch without a value. Each case is a condition, just like an if-else chain. The first condition that evaluates to true runs, and then the switch stops automatically. This keeps your code clean, readable, and easy to maintain. Let's try to see an example. Here we declare a variable age and assign it 30. Then a switch without evaluation. The evaluation going to be takes place in the cases. Case age less than 18, print minor. Case age less than 60, print adult. Default, print senior. So in case 1, age less than 80 is false, then it is kept and output is none. It goes to the second case, case 2, age less than 60, it is true, and executes, output is adult. The default is skipped because a case matched already, and output is none. So when you run this program, you will see an adult. Let's modify the value of age to 70 and run the program again, and it printed out senior because 70 is not matched in one of the cases. It is the default. And again, we modified the value of age to 15 and run the program again. The output is minor because 15 is less than 18. It matched at case 1 and it printed out minor. Therefore, a switch stops at first true case. No break statement is needed like other or like Python programming. Ideal for ranges or multiple conditions without nested if statements. All right, so far so good. Now let's do a mini project, loan approval system. Let's combine everything into a small loan approval system that evaluates credit score and income. We will see how decisions and switch statements work together in a real-world scenario. Let's declare a variable credit score and assign it 720. And another variable is monthly income and assign it 3,500. These variables are applicant's credit score and monthly income. In step 1, let's check credit score is less than 600 and it printed out loan rejected, low credit score. In step 2, check monthly income is less than 2,000 and it printed out loan rejected, income too low. Once the credit score and monthly income is checked, we can go to the approve and categorize section. We use a switch statement. A switch case credit score greater than or equal to 750. It printed out loan approved, premium rate. Case credit score is greater than or equal to 700, loan approved, standard rate. Default, print loan approved, basic rate. So this is a switch categorization. Each case just checks the credit score to make a loan approval categorization. Otherwise, skip it and the default will be printed out. All right. So when you run this program, it printed out loan approved standard rate because 720 is greater than or equal to 700, but less than or equal to 750. We can modify the credit score to 760 and run our program. It's printed out loan approved premium rate. Because 760 is greater than or equal to 750, that is true, and it's matched in the first case. We can also modify the credit score to 680, and it is still greater than 600 or less than 700, and that is the default and loan approved basic rate. Here are a key pointers. Early returns keep code flat. So before approve and categorize with the switch case, we check our credit and monthly income early. That keeps our code flat. A switch categorizes approved applicants cleanly, just in which category that customer is approved. And step-by-step checks make logic easy to follow. All right, if statements do not need parentheses, Order of conditions matters in Go. For is the only loop can mimic while. Infinite loops are useful for servers or listeners. A switch stops automatically. No break statement is needed. Early returns keep our code flat and readable. Therefore, control flow is about structured thinking, not memorizing syntax. Today we learned how programs decide, repeat, and branch. Next, we will wrap these decisions into functions, turning small scripts into structured, reusable systems. I will see you in the next lesson.